Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to the universe.
Guess I'm locked in. Looking for a piece of mind. I've been trying to redefine life. I can see the signs. Word is going to see me shine. Fighting for my soul, say, whipping fast, no brakes.
Peace and blessings, everyone. I am Queen Ashay. So, what is IFA? IFA is an ancient Yoruba spiritual tradition rooted in wisdom, divination, destiny, and good character. Through the sacred Odu Ifa, teachings, stories, and guidance have been passed down for generations. Today, we're going to explore what Ifa is, how it works, and the wisdom behind this powerful tradition. Let's open the door to Ifa. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
Ifa is the voice of Olodumare, the supreme creator. Ifa is a guide to life, love, business, career, wealth, friendship, parenting, spirituality, and more. Ifa is the oracle we consult during Ifa divination. The 256 corpus of Ifa called Odu contain philosophy, spirituality, science, medicine, law, sociology, psychology, and all aspects of life. The binary system is based on Ifa. Orunmila is the father of Ifa and one of the Irumole or divinities entrusted by Olodumare to set up life on earth. Ifa divination originates in Yoruba land in present-day Nigeria and is a system of signs interpreted by the Babalawo or Ifa priest. Ifa divination is open to both initiates and non-initiates. Ifa initiation is a positively intense and life-changing rebirthing of the individual, which arms the new initiate with his or her guide to life, including Odu, taboos, and destiny. Ifa initiates and devotees who receive the first hand of Ifa are given the consecrated energy of Ifa, Ikinfa, the sacred palm nuts, which serve as a communication portal between the devotee, Olodumare, Ifa, and the Orisha. In this case, Ifa also becomes the ears of Olodumare. Ifa is life. Ifa is my truth. Ifa is on the rise. Ifa is unstoppable. May the light of Ifa illuminate your Ori and lead you towards fulfilling your destiny. Ashe.
If you condemn the whole of your culture as you are a stupid idiot. So if you ask Ifa, you say it's a religion. Ekpega said Ifa is not a religion but contains religion. Ifa is not philosophy but contains philosophy. Ifa is not science but contains science and profound science. The mistake is to say that Ifa is pure religion. No. It's a record of Yoruba thought. They are recorded in different disciplines. And it has been discovered today that computer science is in Ifa. That particle physics, which has just been discovered in Europe, is there. There's a man in America, John Smith Jr. Particle physics is the latest development in Western science. It is in Ifa, which means Ifa is ahead of the West. And Ifa was in existence 500 years before Jesus Christ was born. Now, all we're asking, if you ask me, Orunmila, which is Socrates, please discover them. I'm not preaching. And to know with Orunmila, all you have to do, what did he say? And luckily for us, more than 15 people have documented the fine writing. Read what Socrates said and read what Orunmila said, and you make up your mind. There is a particular professor from Ghana. He said Africans must copy the Western man. That's why you are speaking English. I said, you want to be like them. But if I told us, if we have a nation like Africa or Yoruba, who believes that he must follow his enslaver, then we're in trouble. Somebody who came to enslave you, you want to take him as the ideal, and you want to make progress. Let me quote an Ifa that says that a nation that wants to have progress and turn its back to the front, how can you move? You want to go forward, but you are turning your face to the slavers. There is no absolutely bad culture. There's no absolutely bad, good culture. You must study culture to know what is positive and can be used for development. I know those ones you should throw away. If you condemn the whole of your culture as you are a stupid idiot. If you praise everything, you're a compound fool. All you need, study your culture, take the one that is good for progress, leave the one that is, but to say that Yoruba culture has nothing for the future, again, stupid idiot.
Let me be clear who this is for. You are either an IFA priestess or you are working to become an IFA priestess. You have created hell for yourself for years, hiding because you're afraid of your true primal power. You know the power that you are, you know the power that the original woman is, and yet still with all the work that you have done, you still hide. You've done inner child work, you've spoken with the priestesses and priests, you've engaged in rituals, you've done all the workshops with Ian Lavan Zant and Queen Afua, you've written spiritual books, you've read all the spiritual books, you've put your feet in the dirt in Africa and spent great time there, and with all this, still you hide. If you could hide for the rest of your life, you would. If that's you, you need to lean in really, really close. The work that you are to do to come into your full power is primal in nature. It's work that will make you and most other people highly uncomfortable. It's confronting and inappropriate. It's taboo and you will be dangerous. And yet it's the very work that you have been programmed to be scared of. The work that you fear is the very work where your primal, full power lives as the original woman. I am a space crafter and a space holder for this power unleashing in you. If you're in a place of needing to stay hidden because the pain of being hidden has not become greater than the pain of not moving forward, then obviously stay where you are. If you've already reconciled that the call on your life will not let you be at peace unless you go all in on what you came here for, and you know that I'm the one to support you because you've been watching and looking for answers for years, and none of it has reached that primal spot where the electric force and power that you are, that is hungry to be unleashed, lives. Work will be the greatest adventure of your life. If you're ready for advancing work that would make you an anomaly, not just another powerful Black woman in hiding who knows that she's powerful and stays in hiding, but a Black woman who's authentic online, who's magnetic, who's true, and who calls in the people who she's ordained to serve. If that's you and you're ready, I invite you to DM me now with your inquiry. Interested.
Okay, so IFA is an African traditional religion that we have the belief that everyone comes down to earth with a destiny. So when you're in heaven, you pick a destiny. You come down to earth, your mission is to fulfill the destiny. Some people fulfill the destiny, some people don't fulfill their destiny. With that, we have different orishas, but the most important orishas before you get into like Obatala, Oshun, Ogun, Oya. An orisha is a deity. Like the best way I can explain it to everyone is think of Roman gods and goddesses like that. But it's said that they were actually stolen from the Yoruba tradition. Like that, the whole, cause like Zeus, Obatala, Aphrodite or Venus, that's Oshun. And it just, the list goes on and on. And yeah, so before you start to like worship orishas, what you should be doing is praying to your ori. And your ori is literally your head, but it's also your destiny. And so you want to always make sure you're having good character. Oh yeah, so you pray to your ori. That's like the most important thing. I know people want to be like, oh, who's my head orisha? Who's this, who's that? The most important thing is that you're praying to your ori. And then also that you're keeping a good character, because we have a proverb that says a bad character ruins a good destiny. So if you have bad character, you're going to ruin your destiny, basically. And another thing is we don't believe in a devil. We don't have a devil. So like Christianity and a lot of other Abrahamic religions, how they're like, oh, I did this because the devil instructed me or the devil told me. Like, no, you just have a bad character. You're just a bad person. Maybe not a bad person, but at times you could have bad character, and that will lead you onto the path of doing things wrong. But yeah, you can't blame a devil. You have no one to blame but yourself. We have negative and positive forces. Like there's Iku, Arun, Efo, Ejo, which is like loss, misfortune, litigation, and like the negative energies. There's negative energies and we have positive energies too. But we don't have a devil that you can put a blame on. Like, babe, it's you, you know? Also, it's said to get idafas like every 3 months. Some people get it once a year. Some people get it twice a year. This year, I low-key been doing it like almost every month. I probably maybe every other month. An idafa. It's where Babalao, so a priest, he has, okay, so think of a wooden plate, right? A wooden plate and they put cornmeal on it or like pancake powder. You know, I'm giving you a visual. And then they put Babalao, yeah, Baba.
I like
So,
that name.
It's like father.
yes, but also priest. They have a plate. They put this powder on it. They put 2s and 1s. They have this thing. It's like a chain with opele on it. I believe it's opele. Nuts on it. And then they flip it. And whenever you flip them, it tells him something, and then he puts 2s and 1s and 1s and 2s. That's actually where binary code originated, is from the Yoruba people. Like, they're super smart. They're like centuries ahead of their time. Oh yes, so with the flipping, there are 16 odus, but then 16 times 16, there's 256. And the Babalao has to know all of them before you can actually become a practicing Babalao. This is another reason why this is a paid religion. Like, this is not something that you just can go and get done for free. Like, you're not going to go to a plastic surgeon and be like, hey, I need you to do this for me for free. No, he did all those.
So you gotta pay the Babalao.
Yes.
Do you pay the Babalao?
Of course I paid the Babalao.
How much does Babalao cost?
It depends. Every reading can be different. So there could be a reading that's like $50, depending on honestly how experienced he is. It could be like $50. It could go up to like $200. When I go to now, it's about $175 because he's pretty up there. And then also Ebo. I always tell people, if you don't have the money for Ebo, don't even get the reading. It's like going to the doctors and getting the prescription, like, okay, hey, you have a cold or you have a virus. And you're like, okay, cool, thanks. And you just leave that office. No, he needs to give you medicine. The Ebo is the medicine. So if you don't get the Ebo, you basically got this for nothing. And then on top of that, one of the Orishas, his name is Eshu. He's a crossroads man. He's what people would consider the devil because, like, he plays tricks on you. Like, he's played tricks on me on multiple occasions. I remember once, when I first started, you're supposed to ask permission before you give him offerings. I didn't. And I give him offerings. I asked permission after. He said no. I asked again. He said F no. Like I did like the coin divination. And I took a shower. I got out the shower and I had scratches up my leg. Like, I'm like, okay, he's not the one to play with. What else? Oh yeah, if you get a divination, Eshu gets his portion. Like, you're usually always having to give Eshu a rooster. And if he doesn't get his rooster, he will turn your life upside down. He will quite literally make shit harder in your life. Like,
What about a hen?
he likes roosters. Like, he's not even to play with. He's like the Iyaming. Like, you don't play with them. Like, that's not even a...
Is this for everyone or just like your pet?
No, if you're getting an idafa, you're probably gonna have to give like one of your offerings is probably gonna end up being a rooster issue. I mean, sometimes it's not, but he's the one that collects. He takes your offerings to heaven so he can plead with whatever orisha he needs to for you to get your blessings on earth. So let's say with Obatala, I need to give Obatala shea butter and I need to give him 16 calories and a snail because Obatala likes these things. I also have to give Eshu a rooster because he's going to be the one to go up and be like, hey, I'm pleading with you for Awoya. And that's basically it. Like, Eshu's not someone to play with at all. Like, I used to be so scared of him. I used to think he didn't like me. And then I just started to like form a relationship and like I'll say that I'll do things and I'll keep my word with him. And so things are good now. And so also, yes, I have shrines. So I have physical shrines. I have Ajay, I don't have a Batala. I have Ifa, Ajay, Egungun, because Egungun, Eshu, of course. Someone else, oh my gosh, Egbe Arun. they're considered your spiritual family. Not your spiritual family. Oh my gosh, what's it called? They are your spiritual mates, like your mates in heaven. So sometimes you have like difficulties in life, and it's because you're not giving them offerings. You're not, renovating them. Oh my gosh, giving reverence to them. And at times, people even have this thing called okorun, or I don't know how to say wife in Yoruba, but okorun is when you have a spiritual marriage. You literally like your situations with the other like male and female, like trying to get married, trying to have a relationship with someone, it always fails because you have a spiritual marriage, because there's an okorun, or like there's like a sport, like a spirit in heaven that's like, you made a pact with me to be with me. That's in the egg, that's in your egg bay. That's like, okay, I hope this makes sense. You get it? Are y'all getting it?
Kind of.
The spiritual mate, you find out in someone else, or that's just they're up there in heaven?
Whenever you were in heaven, you were married in heaven. Mm-hmm. Some people were not, so when they come down here, it's easy for them to they get married at like 21 and stay married for like 40 freaking years or 70 years, however long. But some people ended up where they were married when they were in heaven, and when they come down, they're like, hey, yo, you're married to me. What the hell are you trying to do? Get with someone else? And then they do everything to intercept it. They always there's always a reason why you're not able to find a spouse or have a good relationship. Like there's always something, and that's able to get mitigated, and you can get that
by the Baba.
Of course, Babalaos do everything. They're like the closest thing to to heaven that we can get, honestly.
But I gotta pay for a Babalao.
Yes, the same way you have to pay whenever you like your 10%, but it actually works.
Can I talk to a Babalao?
Yes, of course.
Everybody wants IFA until they realize what it actually requires. 5 signs that you're not ready for IFA. Number 1, you only want blessings and not discipline. If you think IFA is only about love, money, and protection, but you don't want to follow your taboos or live in alignment, you're not ready. Number 2, you question everything, but you don't want to study anything. You want to challenge the priest, the tradition, the Orisha, but you don't want to open up a book. You don't want to learn the Odu. You don't want to study the tradition. You're not ready. Number 3, you're spiritually impatient. You don't practice suru, patience. You want fast results. IFA is not fast food. It is a lifelong commitment. And if you can't take that, you're not ready. Number 4, you're not ready for sacrifice. And I don't mean ego. I mean habits, ego, attachments. If you can't let those go, you're not ready. And number 5, you want aesthetics and not transformation. You want the beads, you want the white clothes, you want the titles, but you don't want the transformation or the commitment that comes with it. You're not ready, my friend. IFA will elevate you, but it'll also expose you. So ask yourself, am I ready for the elevation and the exposure? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Be safe out here in these IFA streets. Asheo.
So y'all, people be seeing how I dress, right? And they be asking what's my religion and things like that, because somebody thought I was Muslim or something just because I be covered up. I just like to dress modest and things like that. But my religion, my spirituality is IFA. Like, I'm connected to my African spirituality. But, you know, I worship the Most High God, Odumare. That just honoring the tongue of the Yoruba culture, Odumare. That's not worshiping another God, because we all worship God. Just because you have a different name, I'm not going to say that's not right. You know, like, I worship the Most High God. I'm spiritual. I like covering my ori. I like wearing my head wraps. I like dressing covered. I don't like showing my body like that no more. You know, like, once I got in tune with myself and my spirituality and just me, like, I just found the way I be wanting to dress. Like sometimes I don't dress like this, but sometimes I do. It just depends. But yeah, that's my religion or spirituality. And that kind of makes me different because I can go to my family church and not feel no type of way. I just take in what resonates to me. You know, like I go to worship God, the Most High. Like I like listen to worship songs. So like people be like, well, I just seen you at somebody so and so church and stuff. Yeah, because I don't judge. I don't judge. Like just because your pastor might say something that I probably don't agree to, that don't mean I'm not gonna take in other things that I can get from it. You know, it's like that's just how I think. Like I'm very different.
If you need to be initiated to work with the Orishas, can y'all explain why Elegwa channels himself through homeless people? Can you also explain why Elegwa typically helps people through homelessness? Can y'all explain that, please? Because let's say, for example, somebody is not initiated, but they're a child of Elegwa and they're going through homelessness, and then Elegwa contacts them. So just because that child of Elegwa is not initiated, y'all are saying that that child cannot work with Elegwa. And this isn't a random scenario. I'm speaking from experience. So explain quickly, because Elegwa literally helped me out of homelessness. Explain quickly. Do you know you have 30 seconds?
100 lessons IFA taught me after initiation, part infinity. IFA is a closed practice, but not for the reason most people assume. I'm Nitty the Serpent Sage. Drop IFA in the comments and I'll send you a resource that explains some of this clearly. Closed doesn't mean excluded. Closed means initiatory. It means knowledge moves through lineage, training, apprenticeship, responsibility, not through casual access. Because IFA is not just a philosophy, it's divination mathematics, an axiom of philosophies, ritual protocol, ancestral technology, spiritual governance. And if those things aren't handled correctly, people can cause harm, even with good intentions. This is why the tradition protects its knowledge, within structures that ensure the person receiving it is prepared to hold it responsibly. Closed does not mean people are rejected from it. It means people must be prepared. And readiness is built through humility, apprenticeship, correction, time, not through desire, and not through curiosity, not through conviction that you're already ready, through the actual work of becoming prepared. If you're feeling called into this tradition and you want to know what actual preparation looks like, I have digital resources that can help you with that in my profile. I have readings that I can introduce you to my Babalao if you're ready for that. And I also have one-to-one consultations available if you DM me, because I do not reach out first. Make sure you also like, share, and follow for more. With peace, ease, and grace, may you flow and feel whole.
I may just shake the table with this, but I have one more thing to say. There are so many people who leave IFA and so many people who leave ancestral community-based practices, not because of whatever reason I tell y'all, but because of this. In this age, in the age of information, in the age of AI, you can look up anything. And New Age spirituality is great for a lot of people because it's a free-for-all, right? It's not rooted in anything. It's, hey, everything's good. Let's just move and groove. Everything's good, right? Great. So when you get into a tradition like Ifa or even Candomblé or Vodun, any tradition that requires a teacher because it is oral based knowledge, it is an ancestral tradition, it cannot just be read in a book, people get very, very triggered by hierarchy. There are pros and cons, but let me tell you this. When it comes to an oral-based tradition, you need a teacher. When it comes to a rooted ancestral practice, you need to have a lineage. This is what creates the whole thing. This is not just a free-for-all. And these things are passed down as recipes, as spiritual recipes, if you may, for moving energy, for changing your life, for moving through the world, right? And so people get very triggered by the fact that they have to wait. Right? Iwa patience, gentle character. They get very triggered by the fact that what's going on the outside does not matter. What matters is in here. They get very triggered by accountability. They get very triggered by a teacher, maybe saying something that it doesn't resonate in the moment, but over time you get it. See, a lot of ancestral traditions, they don't give not a lot, all of them don't give a fuck about your ego. Don't give a fuck about what you got going on. Don't give a fuck about your followers or whatever. That is the last thing on like in these spaces, right? What matters the most is your character. And so when there is something called patience that comes into play in this age of information and AI and all that kind of stuff, people just don't want to have that patience. People don't want to have that patience. I mean, so that's one of the big reasons why I think people get very triggered, because their ego and this whole information age has told them that they can have anything at any time, anything that they want. And that's not how these spirits work. So that's a little bit of my opinion. Let me know if you would like more. I got all of them. I got lots of them. I'm a Gemini. So anyhow, have a good day.
I was on the mat for IFA, and my ancestors filled that room and were like, you may not leave Christianity. Right? And my older one was like, what is happening? Because there was a whole spiritual experience that happening for me in the physical realm. And they came and they sat on that mat with me and were like, this is right. This is correct. What you may not do is go home and think you can only do this. Welcome to your destiny, baby.
Right.
You know?
I think that's really important what you said, because what I've noticed is that people treat IFA as though it's a religion. It's not a religion.
Yeah, it's a
and
tradition.
so it's a spiritual tradition. Actually, I want to take it back. It's a science. In this country, we are calling it a religion or a spiritual practice. It is a science. It is a deep African science, and it is not in conflict with someone's religious beliefs. I think we have to be clear about that. That's number one.
We are utilizing IFA to be in alignment with our destiny, but not just human beings. Because within the IFA system, there are so many stories. That's why I love IFA. It's a very storytelling, poetic, artistic, practice. And as a writer, it just blows my mind, because you have stories of when, the chair would come for IFA divination, the elephant, the sun, the moon, the flame. I was like, oh my gosh, all of these people coming for IFA divination. And because they wanted to be in alignment with their destiny.